Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Star Tropics 2, Zoda's Revenge. In the last episode, the game capture card was kind of messing up. So I just did screenshots, because I didn't want, it was flashing, pink. And I didn't want, some people are photosensitive to light and, can be distracting. So I just did, screenshots of the text. But basically, there's a monkey in here, gotten down to monkey business. And we have to follow through this hedge maze. In 2 points in the hedge maze, we're gonna have unavoidable like mini dungeons here. So there's also gonna be a heart in here. That's why I said earlier in the last episode that you don't necessarily have to fill up your hearts in the pyramid, because when we get this big heart in the maze, they'll naturally be filled up. So also, you don't have to worry about damage in this little mini dungeon, because any damage we take will just be refilled when we get the big heart. That's why I'm not gonna risk jumping over there trying to get those hearts over there. So, we got a big hippo popping up over there. So, but basically you can't really see what's going on in the hedge maze. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to climb up onto the elevated platforms, and that will get you, let you see, where you can walk in the hedge maze. So, I'll link a map in the video description, to Game FAQs. They have a little, map there that you can use, to get through the hedge maze. But otherwise, it's mainly just, trial and error. So, another big heart container, get some more life. That'll serve us well in the pyramid. The pyramid boss is pretty tough. So, like I said, bosses in this game tend to be pretty difficult. So, we're gonna sneak by here, walk around. Like I said, I'm using a map from Game FAQs, basically to help get through. So, we're gonna get to our other second unavoidable little mini dungeon here. And pretty much the same thing, same type of enemies. The duck enemies are really annoying. They have basically like almost homing shots. They tend to shoot pretty much right where you're standing, so kind of annoying. Luckily, you usually don't have to defeat them to move on. Usually just the crocodiles. But if you got a free shot at the ducks, might as well take it. There we go. Ooh, got these frogs. It's weird, pretty much seems like most things when they're coming from the top down, they look like cyclopses. The frogs look like cyclopses. Those guys with the knives in the pyramid look like cyclopses. I don't know if it's just a graphical limitation, I don't know. But let's just sneak by these little floating jellyfish. Shoot them when we can. And we're getting a whole bunch of stars here. This is weird, like, because in like big dungeons we don't seem to get any stars. That's another thing. They seem to make this game a little harder. Enemies don't seem to drop like hearts and stars as often as they did in the first one, so it's really hard to refill your life. So we have one more maze section here to go. Luckily, there's an easy way to get through this maze section. Rather than go around through all the maze, because it's very narrow, if we just kind of sneak down to the side here, there'll be a pathway along the outer side of the hedge maze here. It's pretty much just a straight shot all the way around the perimeter. We just walk around here. Eventually, yep, we find the place that goes up. We can't go any further, go left, up, and then once we can't go any further up, just take a right, and that'll take us right out of the hedge maze. And thankfully, we don't have to exit the hedge maze. We'll be teleported out of the hedge maze. So there we go, we get out of the hedge maze, and hey, there's that monkey we're chasing. Welcome, Mr. Tumnus, I've been expecting you. You shout, I'll be a monkey's uncle. Nice little pun. Listen well, there's a special ability that I must give you. It's the power of the mind. You've got a psychic shockwave. With this force, you'll be able to break down barriers and strike down your enemies. Now be gone with you. Now, those are kind of similar to the star, and the shooting star, and then the supernova. Psst, let me tell you about the pyramid. I sneaked into there once and listened to a very catchy tune. That's a way to get past a certain puzzle later on. It's time for Mr. Tumnus to head into the pyramid here. If you don't have full life, you can get some hearts there by jumping on that little tile there. So we have to use that ability, that the psychic shockwave that the monkey just gave us to pass that barrier. Now, psychic shockwave is faster than the dagger, but as you can see, it's a little bit weaker than the dagger. It takes 2 daggers to defeat one of those ladybugs. It took 4 the psychic shockwave, so dagger's still probably the better weapon to use. Gotta be careful there. Right after that flame, there's a little a hole hidden in the ground, and if you land on it or walk over it, you'll end up back in that floor with the snakes, the room with the snakes below. So just jump over there after you pass the flame and you'll be okay. So we have these mummy type creatures here. They are invulnerable to the dagger, so you have to hit them with the psychic shockwave. So got some mummies here. Little tiny ones are actually more difficult than the big ones. The big ones are just slow and they lumber towards you. The little ones run pretty fast and they can hit you. Get some medicine here. The boss of this little dungeon is pretty tough, so I want to get as much medicine as we can. Yeah, there are those fast-moving little tiny mummies. Get on down here. Now we have these guys. They look like I guess it's I think it's Set, the ancient Egyptian god. But anyway, they stop occasionally and they shoot 2 projectiles at you, so be careful. Now when you land here, you want to go over to the side so you don't fall down. There's another hole there in the middle, so just hold left on the controller when you're falling down and you'll be okay. Make your way through here. Be careful, you don't want to get hit by that circling orb. Where they introduce a new little tile here. These push tiles. They're like a conveyor belt, and they move in the direction that the arrow faces. So you can just walk against them. Preferably you can jump. Not too much of a problem here, but they make some rooms a little bit more difficult. What makes this room difficult is these enemies here are invincible. You can hit them and that basically stuns them. They crumble down. But they'll just come back up. It doesn't matter if you hit them with your dagger or your psychic shockwave. They're invulnerable, so you can only hit them and get a slight delay off of them. So let's get the little question block to open up the door over here. And head on over here to another room. Take advantage of the terrain here. Just you can't walk into the spikes, you can only jump and land on them, so you can just push up against the spikes and throw your dagger across them to hit the enemies. Don't risk losing hearts by jumping over and confronting the enemies on their own turf. Alright, took care of that mummy. Get this little signpost. Unlike the first Star Tropics, you can't get negative lives from hitting those signposts, so might as well pick them up as soon as you can. So now we got 2 of these guys in a room. Yeah, once they stop and shoot their projectiles, you gotta be careful. They shoot 2, so don't just dodge the first one and think you're in the clear. This room can be a little bit tricky. You have to hit these scorpions, defeat them all. They're only tricky. There's the one on the left and the one on the right that's tricky because the conveyor belts, they push you into the spikes. You can't walk into the spikes normally, but those conveyor belts can push you into the spikes. So you see the right before that scorpion, the conveyor belt pushes you over to the left. So take out these ladybugs. There's a heart, 2-piece heart here, and step on the little tile there and you get 2 hearts. We're gonna have to you can almost backtrack into this room. You don't have to, but you potentially can. We are gonna have to do some backtracking. Remember that snake that we talked with outside the pyramid? Said, you know, he heard a catchy tune. Well, after we defeat these enemies, you'll be in a room where there'll be panels that look like a snake. So you have to step on the tail. That gets us a question orb, and it opens up this thing to the right. And this will backtrack back to that room where the 2 hearts were. So, basically we have to backtrack this way because we have to get a flute. The snake said, you know, hey, you heard a catchy tune, so we're gonna get a magical flute that'll summon some snakes. Take out this guy. Oop. I got hit there, no. Remember, we can get some hearts. And there's a medicine thing here. Remember, get as much medicine as you can because tough boss in this dungeon. Got some mummies. And to the left is that room where you can get the hearts. Or you can just backtrack this way. It's quicker to backtrack this way because you don't have to go through that one room where you have to defeat all the enemies to open up the doorway. This way, all the doors are already open, so you can just go back this way. If you're missing a lot of hearts, at least 4, you might want to go back that other way to get the hearts again. There'll be another 2 heart pickup in a future room, so that's why I just went this way, the quicker way. Use the magic item, the flute, summons 3 snakes, defeat them, and it opens up a new way. So, here's the room where we've got those hearts. It's the last room before the boss. In addition to the hearts, there's also going to be some more medicine. So, you're going to have to take a little detour, though, to get those hearts. So, I'm going to hop on this platform like that one other room earlier. You step on the platforms and other platforms will appear. You just got to jump around. And we're going to go the bottom way, because that'll be the way that takes us over to where those mummies are. Just be careful. That little mummy can get in the way. Pick up the medicine, take out the little mummy, and then once the other mummies are out of the way, we can just head on up to the boss. It's like a pharaoh mask. So, it can be annoying because the conveyor belts keep pushing you back to the back, and you don't have really good range with your dagger or your psychic shockwave. So he basically has 2 forms of attack. When he's in the pharaoh mask, he shoots that little spread shot there. And then eventually he stops and he goes really fast. When he starts moving really fast and he gets close to you, the face will turn around and turn that skull that shoots lasers at you. And those lasers actually really hurt, so. This boss actually has 2 phases. After we deal enough damage to him, he's going to turn into, his color is going to turn red. Once he turns red, he still does the same basic attacks. The only thing that changes is when he shoots the spread shot in the pharaoh face form, he does 2 shots with it. So, yep. So you gotta be careful to be ready to dodge twice. So, but thankfully he doesn't have as much health as he does in the red phase as he does when he's in the bronze phase. So, whoop, managed to take him out there. And Mr. Tumnus has completed the pyramid. Woohoo! The pyramid where there's another block. So, let's go find that block right up here. Congratulations, Mr. Tumnus, you've done it! Woohoo! We knew you would. So, alright, way to go, Mr. Tumnus. I just head up here and there's the block. The backwards out block. You got a block. Way to go, Mr. Tumnus. 2 of the 7. So, and his life level is increased. Alright, well, time for Mr. Tumnus to use the Oxford Wonderworld again. Say the magic words. Where will Mr. Tumnus be taken this time? Let's find out. Pa pa pa, pa pa pa, meow meow. Whoa, this is radical. And once again, Mr. Tumnus is taken through time and space. Where will he be going? Let's find out. Look. Alright. You slip into another time and space. Chapter 4. 9 chapters total. This chapter is actually pretty hard. A lot of platforming. You appear, huh? Where am I? Oh, here's an address. 221B, Baker Street, London. Sounds familiar. You decide to look around. But we won't get to that platforming until next episode. Take care, have a good day. Bye.